I know you guys is checking us out live on the radio and listening to us via Facebook Live. Search Brian Stinson. Y'all say every time you come up before the interview, you got a YTS story. Y'all, he be vibing with these instrumentals. And, you know, I've had many of you comment about the instrumentals before the interview starts. Y'all, these instrumentals is just a bridge so we don't get in trouble. And I just, you know, found some ones that, you know, different independent producers have done and just put these on so that way, you know, Facebook doesn't, you know, put us in jail. YouTube doesn't put us in jail. And that's really, and it's amazing how just me doing this just to sort of usher in a mood for the interviews, people really be paying attention and be really asking me like, so who produced that? And it really be funny, man. So, Keith, man, we got one last dope guest, man. I'm going to let you introduce him to the people, man.
So, we got my boy in the building. Hype. So, I don't really like, you feel me, messing up people's names and stuff like that. Because I feel like I know how to pronounce it, but I don't know why I don't feel like it's coming out the way I want it to pronounce it. So, for the people that's out there listening, just introduce yourself and tell us how you pronounce your name so we can get it right.
I got you, bro. My name is Mockton. Mockton. That's how you say it, bro.
See, I wasn't going to say it like that. That's why I'm reading. I'm like, nah, it's
how was you going to say that? Say how you were going to say it. I want to hear that. I ain't going to lie.
I was finna say, well, I was going to basically say like Mockton, but I knew that's not how it was pronounced, though. You said, but it's Mockton. You feel me?
Yeah, it's Mockton. Also known as Mo Money.
Mo Money.
I got that tatted on me now. You
I
see
like
right
that.
there?
Show the live so they can see.
Mo
Show
Money.
Yeah.
Also known as Mo Money.
All right, man.
You know, more money, more problems, though.
Bring on the problems, bring on the money.
That's a little Biggie. That's you know, that's a little Biggie transition right there. You feel me?
He has really been on one this whole show, man. I'm convinced like that whole walk into the bathroom, I don't know if he lighted some incense or something, but he came out a different person. It's got to be something in the bathroom here. Because he came in and he was like, man, I was feeling good, and I hopped in his Tesla, and it was moving fast, and now I feel a little more. And now it's like he done snapped out of it. Did you get some of them fruit snacks that I got, them island fruit snacks down there at 7-Eleven? Did you get some of them?
No, I went in the bathroom, threw some water on my face, and got myself together, though. And it's just the vibes, bro. I just love coming in here, talking to you guys, you feel me, all these great artists, and then sitting there doing this show with my boy, you feel me, the energy just is crazy. Yeah. That's all it is.
Because, me, your one-liners, just everything, man, has been truly something. So before we go for it, man, I got to salute somebody. I saw you on there, and I said it's only a matter of time before he reach out to Fusion Radio, that 290 Mo podcast you was on there. So talk to me about, man, how much fun that was, man. Maybe give us a little brief snippet as to, man, some different things that you guys discussed.
Yeah, man. Shout out my brother 290 Mo, man. He really generous for putting me on. You know, it's kind of like I really want to say like my first actual interview. You know, he welcomed me to his home. He welcomed me to his studio. He was polite, respectful. He let me know what's up right from the jump. You know what I mean? And he's one of those guys that kind of, as soon as you start getting like talking to and everything, it clicks right away or it don't. Mm-hmm. And luckily for us, it clicked. You know, he told me straight up, like, after the interview, he told me most of his interviews only be going for like 20 minutes. Ours went for an hour and maybe a little more, you know? So the whole time we was just talking, chopping it up. It didn't even feel like an interview. It kind of felt like I was just talking to my boy, you know what I mean? So I was really happy with that experience and the way that he treated me. So he actually shot my most recent music video. It's not out yet, but he hasn't shot really any music videos. I think he shot like one or two. I think he showed me. And he asked me if he could shoot one for me. You know what I mean? It wasn't even in my mind, but he asked me. So I really like that he did that as well. And there's no reason why I would have said no. So I said yeah, and we shot it at this penthouse the other day. I just got the first draft. It's looking pretty good. You know, there's obviously still stuff we got to tweak here and there. But, yeah, I'm really excited to see what the future brings for us. And, yeah, shout out to 90 Mo, man.
So, man, what's the name of the single for this video that you shot?
The name for the single is Get On. That song, Get On, is already out. It's the music video. I plan on releasing it probably by the end of this year. I like to take my time with things, you know. I know there's some people that's like quantity, like just put a song out, put this out. I really like to make sure that what I put out is good. I don't want to be looking goofy out here, you know what I mean? I know some people is like, just put it out so they can see where you came from. I get that. Like, you go ahead and do that, bro. But I'm going to make sure I come correct. I ain't going to come at all. You know what I mean?
This is WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago, broadcasting from the A Sydney Cat Studio right here on the South Side, right around the corner from where we hoping they get better, them White Sox.
I hear that.
All right, man. So my brother, man, Mockton is here, man. And, man, break down to the people, man, what type of artist you are, man. Take us in, man. Give us some different things for us to build with before we get into some of your music.
Yeah, so as an artist, I'll say that I'm much of a perfectionist, as much as perfection can be. You know, there isn't really anything to define what perfection is, but I push myself to the limits, and I don't allow myself to give the bare minimum. I try to push myself to give everything that I can, and I try to push those around me as well so they can elevate. You know, if I come up, I'm going to make sure people come up with me, especially the ones that came up with, because I know there's going to be a lot of people at the top that going to get around me because we at the top now. You know, and if I bring the ones from the bottom with me, I know that they're real because they've been real when I ain't had it. When I'm at the top, everybody going to want it. You know what I mean? So I like to think of myself as like a humble artist, but I be cocky when I have to. You know what I mean?
For sure. One thing I will say though about what you just said, for sure you definitely want to grow and like get bigger with the people that you started at the bottom with. But one thing to keep in mind, when you growing, your people gotta grow with you.
Yeah.
So it's like if people not willing to change and do things differently because you growing in some type of way, you might have to leave them behind. Not saying that's like in your case. I'm just like giving you some game because in some type of way, like with you being an artist, like you said, once you start growing and your name start getting better, of course people gonna want to start coming around you and do certain things not because you got a name now. But at the same time, when it comes to being an artist, it's certain things that's going to come with being an artist. And people got to understand that. And they got to understand it ain't just like how it was when we was at the bottom. I can't move the same way I was moving when we all down here. I'm up here now. So if you still want to move like that, like how we was when we was at the bottom, I got to cut you off. Especially like if it's interfering with your business and stuff too, though. You feel me? But I want to start off as far as like asking you about this name, though. Because it's like, it seemed like, yeah, it's your artist name, but it seemed like it's more personal to you too, though. So, like, how did you end up coming up with your artist name?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, that's my government name right there, boy.
Oh, that's your government name?
Mockton. Yeah, that's my government. You know, people ask me all the time, they're like, how'd you come up with that name? How this, how that? Like, well, I was born with it. My daddy gave me that name, you feel me?
He said my daddy gave me that name. Hey, no, that's special too, though. That's see, because I like artists that, like, has some type of meaning to their name. You feel me? So with that being your actual name, like that's all the meaning in the world. Like that's you.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
Nobody else but you.
And with that being said, bro, it's like, that's why I said like my name was also Mo Money. That's why I came out officially. I was trying to be like, man, Mo Money made it. You know what I mean? I like that, right? And then I started looking up on YouTube, Google, everywhere, like Mo Money. Let's see how many things come up when I click. Boy, that line will never stop. There's so many more monies out there, bro. It's like, damn.
For sure.
So then I was like, you know, what if I go with my name? And I started looking at my name, and I was the only one who popped up. So honestly, I just stuck with it. Because then you think about it, too. It's like your name kind of defines you. You know, a lot of people say that don't judge a book by its cover. Like, I don't judge a book by its cover, man. I do. And if you say you don't, you a liar. Because everybody does. It's just natural human instinct. You know what I mean? You may judge it off the first look, the first sound. You hear it, you read it, whatever. You're going to judge it just based off of the first anything. After is how you go about it, but everybody judges by the cover. Everybody does that.
That's definitely true, though. You definitely got a point, because when you see something that's jacked up, you be looking like, oh, no, I ain't with that, until you really understand, like, what's going on. So I definitely get what you mean by that. Yes. So, like, I know you was saying, like, you a real perfectionist as far as, like, your music. Like, what got you to the point to have that type of mindset? Because, like you said, a lot of people look at it, like, especially when they first start off, like, oh, no, just put some music out because, you feel me, you up and coming, like you said, just to see where you came from and stuff like that. But you already got the mindset, like, no, I want to put out the best things that I can. So what has you, what made you have that type of mindset?
Yeah, so, you see, that's the crazy thing. You know, with me saying I'm a perfectionist and really trying to work on my craft, this is the first year that I've uploaded any of my music. You know what I mean? This is the first year that anybody's heard anything from me musically related. but I have been studying the game of engineering, of mixing, of mastering, of producing. I've been studying that for about 8 years now. So 8 years I've been working, bro. I just been studying. I've been working. I've been looking up on YouTube. I've been listening to multiple different genres. I just been absorbing everything up like a sponge. You know what I mean? So I can see what are the greats doing and why are they there. Because a lot of people want to hate on people that are up, like, oh, he this, he that. Yeah, but he up. So he obviously doing something right. You know, and then if you end up finding out what all of these people are doing right, you could kind of like just take it, mimic it in a sense, but in your own way. And if it worked for them, it might work for you and it might not, but it's all about trying. Because if you don't try at the end of the day, then what are you doing? You know what I mean? You just staying still. And so I studied 8 years just how to make beats, how to mix them, how to master them, you know, what to use. I just studied all of that before I put anything out. Obviously, through those 8 years, I got like a vault full of like 100, 200 songs that are probably never going to see the light of day. Just because all of those were rough drafts of me working. I obviously had the idea in my head. I'm like, I want it to sound like this. And then when it didn't come out how I imagined it would have came out, I just keep working on it until I could get it out of my head. You know, you kind of have to be insane because you're trying to make something that doesn't exist. And that's what I'm doing. Like, all the music that I do, you listen to my music, I can promise you 100% that I do not sound like nobody. You know what I mean? I do not try to get on nobody type of, I don't look up like, my favorite artist going to be like Lil Baby, Drake, Dirt, you know what I mean? I ain't going to be looking up Lil Durk type beats. I ain't going to be looking up Lil Baby type beats. You know, just because they're my favorite artists don't mean I want to sound like them. I take a lot from them, but I don't want to sound like nobody. I don't want to look like nobody. I don't want to move like nobody. I want to move like me. Because next thing you know, there's that one person like, oh, you kind of sound like this guy, or you would go good with this, or you like that. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be put in a group with people, you know. I want to be myself. Because then you not, like, example for like, you don't hear nobody saying, oh, he like the next Michael Jordan, he like the next this, like that, right? There's only one Michael Jordan. At that point, you're saying he's gonna be the next of someone who already existed. He's not gonna be the first of himself. So I'm trying to make a mark on my own, and I just can't stand when people try to. There's a lot of people that sound like other artists. There's a lot of people that try to move and dress and everything like other artists. I understand you're getting influenced by them, but if you're just doing everything that they doing, at the end of the day, you're just trying to be them. You're trying to replicate them, you know? Kanye came out with all that auto-tune, and he kind of just started a wave of auto-tune, and Travis Scott came with it too, and then T-Pain came with it, and then it's like, they all have their own sound of the auto-tune. Mm-hmm. Kanye don't sound like T-Pain. T-Pain don't sound like Travis Scott. You know what I mean? But then you go on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and you find these guys that sound like him. So it's like, at that point, they're just going based off of somebody else's work. They're going based off of somebody else's creativity. Like, where's yours? You know? So I really took those 7, 8 years to study and try to find my sound. And I'm not going to lie, until this day, bro, I still don't got my sound. I'm still looking. You know what I mean? I've been working all this time, but there's still more work to do. I ain't where I want to be.
For sure. So, like, in those 7, 8 years that you said that you took the time out to actually learn about the game and really hone your craft and really figure out what type of artist you are, what did you basically get to? Like, what, like, result did you get to? Like, basically on some, what lane do you want to go down to as far as, like, being an artist, though? Like, what genre do you feel like your music falls into?
You see, that's one of the things that is kind of crazy right now, because right now I'm going through this thing where I initially wanted to be in, like, drill trap. You know what I mean? I want to be in that Chicago scene. You know what I mean? I want that Chief Keef, that Lil Durk. I want to be in that scene. You feel me? But it's like, just because I like that scene and I want to be in it doesn't mean that it's for me. You know what I mean? Sometimes the shoe don't fit. You know, and I was really trying to force that shoe to fit, but sometimes it just don't fit. You know, like, you ain't gonna hear Chief Keef hop on like a reggaeton beat or something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is like, he's staying in his lane. He know what he doing. They know what he doing and stuff. So with me, I'm like kind of, I don't want to say struggling, but I'm like looking for the sound that fits me or where I fit in the sound. You know what I mean? Because I've made rap beats. I've hopped on rap beats. I've hopped on that like wave that's going on right now with what do you call those beats that that song, the Just Wanna Rock by Lil Uzi? Like, you know, what do you call it? Is that like Philly beat or something? Or what kind of, like, you know?
That's like,
you know what I'm talking about?
That's like more like a TikTok type of turned up, you feel me, dancing type of vibe.
I've hopped on something like that. I've hopped on like them Detroit type beats. I've hopped on all different type of things, you know? And it's one thing that I can do it, but it's another thing is like, is it really for me? Am I happy with this result? And the majority of the time I'm not, because I'm not really finding who I am. I'm kind of just going based off of what already exists. So I really, especially me being Mexican and everything, I want to come into this game and leave a mark. I want to make my own path. I want to make my own wave and everything, because like I had a lot of people tell me like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you being here in Chicago and you not being black, you ain't gonna make it in this rap game. They told me that straight up, and I was like, what you mean? They're like, you not black, bro, you ain't gonna make it. And so that kind of just hit me different, where it's like, you know what? I'm finna show them, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I ain't gonna lie though, with all this we've been talking about though, it low-key got me kind of ready to hear some music though. So we got 2 songs from you. The first song is called Come Here, and then we got the other song called Rack Boy 141. So like, we gonna let you pick between those 2. Which one you want to introduce to us first?
Play Rack Boy first.
Rack Boy.
For sure.
So before we play Rack Boy 141, you feel me? Just give us a little insight about that song and like what's the meaning behind it and like what type of message you was trying to give off.
So the message that I was trying to give off basically like saying who I am, you know what I mean? Rack Boy, Chirac. I'm a boy. I'm the boy in Chirac. You know what I mean? So that's basically the message I was trying to give off with that. And that song I got like, it's not too much of a message. It's more kind of just bars about me. You know, there's certain songs where I do want to leave a message. I want to tell a story about my life. And there's other songs where I just kind of want to like, just talk my stuff, you know what I mean? I just want to say what I got to say. They're just bars going through my head all day. Sometimes I just want to put it out.
For sure, man. So we going to go ahead and get into this Rack Boy 141 by my boy. You feel me? So we going to listen to this, and then we going to come back in transition, and we going to finish talking to my boy. It's Fusion Radio with Brian Stinson and YTS Keys.
Think about where I started. Writing these poems so hope when I'm feeling alone, that's what turned me go harder. Making some cash and then don't put in 20s and 50s in my mama's wallet, yeah. I moved on from hanging around with the middles. I can't be thinking that simple. Nah. I'm just beyond amen. Mopping the floor for like nothing an hour. Swapping out oil about 20 an hour. Now making short of 1,000 an hour for writing down that I spit in the shower. I told them myself so you know that they sour. Let it bust. Don't complain, I don't fuss. Go straight from the mud. It is what it is, but it ain't what it was. I'm making music while y'all making noise. Working all week, Saturday for the boys. They come on Sunday, I stay with the fame. Only one laugh, I should know when I had to switch up the way that I think. I talk to God, I don't talk to no shrink. Write down my name in that permanent ink. Only one way I'ma get to the dream, yeah. Reaching my rack boy. My city never like boy. Black boy. I'm so real, the cat boy. Straight from the rack and the rags, boy. Reaching my rack boy. My city never like boy. Black boy. I'm so real, the cat boy. Straight from the rack and the rags, boy. I'm a rap boy from the shy, now I. Pull up to the party with the white team, man, I look so fly. Give me the stone on the little ass because I've been that guy. I got control of my mental. All my success is not coincidental. I'm out here drawing attention, no pencil. All in the mouth like dental. I catch you stuff and I'm like, what's next? Sponsored by night, how I'm catching these checks. I really just up and dropped out college. Getting that real world knowledge. I'm just a play in the game. I'm just a play who plays to win, okay? I've been a dog, won't change. I just wanna ring that blings with an iced out chain. Real rap boy, turn out my city. Getting this P like Diddy. Straight but the mud, always wanna be bigger. I know how to hustle, being bro, feel better. I was on the street selling with that key. Low nose, I was small, fetch you right off my nose. I never wanna choose than me, now I was broke, I was getting this money, can't get my fault. Coming up from the bottom, won't fall like it's autumn. I'm chosen by God, ain't no way I'ma lose. I've been stacking my guala, got hair like Chewbacca, no perm on these curls, boy, I'm none but true. That boy got a perm, wanna look like me. I turn the music up, got him feeling like me. Giving 100, I'm running on me. Get to the top like G. Had to rebrand myself like G. I don't start nobody like Joe, I creep. Knock the out, got me fine like Creed. I knock the out, put the dead to sleep. Show my rack boy. My city never like boy. Black boy. I'm so real, the cat boy. Straight from the rack and the rags, boy. Show my rack boy. My city never like boy. Black boy. I'm so real, the cat boy. Straight from the rack and the rags, boy.
So I know those of you that are radio professionals, y'all like, why you let that last 15 seconds? You supposed to come over and talk over it and give us something. You just let it play. And I'm like, I'm going to tell y'all, look, the wonderful thing is that sometimes I'll be zoning out. And I need to just hear that last 15 seconds before I come back. So that was for me, honestly. Sometimes I have to just be selfish. And just be like, look, just let it ride. You know what I'm saying? Let you get that last little 15 seconds of whatever that dance or whatever that head nod you was doing. You know? It's Fusion Radio. Brian Stinson, YTS Keys, man. The homie Mockton is in the building, man. Man, can I tell you, man, like, you know, I know you don't know this, but, you know, the joy in doing this show happened before this song even played. Just the way you were articulating the knowledge and taking us into who you are. Anybody that's a visual person or anybody that hears this later on or watches this later on, like the dots connected instantly. And I love the way that you connected the dots and really gave us a closer look as to what you bring to the table, man. And salute out to you, man. Love the song, man, Rack Boy, man, and everything. And man, was over here vibing, man, as you can tell. I let the last 15 seconds play.
Rack Boy. Oh, fun. Yeah.
Yeah, if the head ain't nodding, it don't mean nothing, bro.
So, man, I want to build on, man. Let's talk about you being independent, man. You know, some different goals that you have set for yourself. Do you want to stay independent? You know, let's take us further into you.
Yeah, so with that whole independent thing, you know, I've studied the game on how to make music. I ain't studied the game on the music industry. That's one of the things that I slept on, you know what I mean? I should have been looking into that a little deeper, but I can say right now that I'm not really educated to know what it means not to be independent. You know what I mean? I don't really know anything about getting signed. I don't know much about labels. I don't know much about publishing. Everything that you need to know about being in the music industry, I know close to nothing about it. You know, so right now with me being independent, it makes me feel more secure that I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm making my own decisions. I'm owning all my music. I don't have to listen to somebody tell me that I gotta make music for this kind of crowd or say these kind of things or put out this many songs in this amount of time. You know, just that being independent makes me feel like I have complete control over my stuff. And I don't know how things go with being signed to a label or a major label or minor label, whatever that case may be. I don't really know the details that go into it. But from what I've heard, I've only heard bad things. I haven't heard many good things. Only good things for a specific select of people or for people that made their own label, you know? And I've heard a lot about people getting backstabbed by the labels or them getting like a fat check, you know, because they got signed. They're getting like a fat $1 million check in the beginning, but next, you know, you got to pay that back later on or something. And it's kind of just all the T's aren't crossed or the I's aren't dots. There's just holes in those things that just from me hearing other people's stories, it kind of makes me want to back away from being signed to any label at all. I know that it comes with a lot of financial gain. I know it comes with a lot of support on your back to try to get you pushed out, get you famous, get you up there. You know, I understand that's cool or whatever, but I don't really care too much about being famous. You know, I just care about making my music. And at the end of the day, I'm the one sitting in that room alone. I'm the one creating that sound. I'm the one spitting these bars. You know, no one's really doing that for me. And it's more of a coping mechanism because I'm not too good about speaking with my emotions to other people. You know, that's not something it's not a strong suit of mine. But I'm good at just like writing bars and then just throwing them down over a beat. And it's like, this is how I feel. This 3-minute song is how I feel or how I felt at this part of my life. You know, so that being independent part, I just really enjoy the fact that I can kind of like do it all myself. You know, I'm putting it out. I'm making it. I'm recording it. I'm doing everything by myself. And it kind of gives me like, once the song is out and released, you know, people are quick to judge me based off of those 3 minutes. But that 3-minute song took me like 2-3 months or maybe longer to make, you know, and people are quick to judge me off of those 3 minutes from those 2-3 minutes the song is. And no matter how long it took me, but I know that I made it. You know, can't nobody tell me, hey, somebody did that for you, or your label did that for you, or this or that. Nah, like, that came from me. I did it by myself. So that being independent really makes me feel like I can really do something for myself without the help of others. But then again, it would always be nice to have that kind of financial gain and the financial backing and somebody else to do the things that that label provides for you, you know, because they do a lot that you don't do because you're just one person and they have a whole team. Obviously, it works. I don't want to say better, but it's more efficient. It's more time efficient, you know. So I would like to understand everything that comes with not being independent, but I do want to be independent because I don't want to feel like somebody has control over me more than they already do, you know.
See, like, the thing about the whole, like, label thing, it's like you said, though. It's like, it's highs and lows, depending on where you at in your career as far as, like, being an artist. Like, at a stage like right now, a label will help you as far as, like, connections and money-wise, as far as, like, stuff like that. Like, because the label isn't so much, like, you don't sign to a label to actually help you create music. You sign to a label, like you said, to help push you to a different, like, stratosphere as far as, like, being an artist. So, like, if you already got a certain type of following, like, say, for instance, like, you've been doing all this stuff independently by yourself, and you get that one hit song and you blow up, at that point, you really don't need a label. But it's all about what you really looking for as far as, like, support. Because at the same time, you could sign to a label, but it's different type of deals too, though. Like, people think you could just because you sign to a label, it's just, okay, now I'm signed to this label and they own everything. And no, like, it's not always like that. That's why it's like, it's good to do the research as far as, like, what a record label is, what they actually do, like, what type of benefits and stuff like that. And then it's good to look into what type of deals are out there. Cause you could sign for, like, for example, like a distribution deal. And, like, a distribution deal is just like, okay, say, for instance, you got an album, right? And you got 15 songs on that album. You finish your album, it's done, completed. After you get done finishing your album, you would just give it to the label so they could put it out for you, so they could put it on different type of platforms and stuff like that for you. Like, it's all different type of deals that you can actually have that'll put you in a certain type of situation, you feel me? But like I said, it all depends on what's your outlook, what you trying to do with your career, and what level that you at in your career when you make that decision. But I ain't gonna lie, being independent it's the best thing for you. But being independent, what you gotta understand is all that stuff that the label do for you, though, you gonna have to do yourself. So, like, it's like, as far as, like, setting up interviews, paying for studio time, doing this, doing that, like, just little things that you would need somebody else to do for you. That's what the label take care of you. But if you want to go the independent route, then I would say the best thing to do for yourself is to get you a team. You feel me? If you can get you a team of people, like you get you a manager, you get you like you feel me, an engineer that you rock with, you feel me, like get you a producer, a videographer, people like that. Just get your team that you rock with, because even when you sign to a label, you still gonna have to have your team regardless, because you ain't gonna be able to do everything by yourself. So, like, regardless if you sign to a label or not, you still gonna need your team. So once you find that team of people that can help you do what you need to do, then you'll be set. You'll be set.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the whole, like, building a team. I feel like that's what I'm doing right now. You know, like, shout out my cameraman. I got some cameramen that I lock in with more than the other ones, such as, you know, shout out my boy Joker and shout out Chi-Town Visuals. You know, those are my two cameramen right now that I've been going to with everything. And those are the kind of cameramen that I really feel like I got a connection and a vibe with more than it's just like business, you know. And that's kind of what I'm looking for in a team, because obviously they're there to get their money, of course, right? But do they come with that mindset that I'm just here to get my money, do what you're going to do, and I'm out? Or is it like, I'm going to come and, like, vibe with you a little bit. I'm going to come and say what's up to you, you know? It's not just like, all right, where's my money? All right, let's do this, and then I'm gone. Exactly. You know, because if it's like that, at that point, you're not really creating anything. You're kind of just running like a business. You know what I mean? I could hire anybody to come take my money and do something like that. But it's just certain people that I have tried to reach out to, other kind of, you know, photographers, people to own studios and all that kind of stuff. And especially with other artists too, I've noticed that a majority of them are just doing stuff for money. You know, like there's some of these artists that are kind of just throwing features here and there because they got the clout and they just want the money. And I'm one of those guys that's kind of like, I've seen and I've known a lot of people that have had huge amounts of money. They'll have all this money, right? But they won't be happy at all. So it's like at the end of the day, you got all this money. Like, yeah, I'm a millionaire. Damn, I got this crib. I got that Porsche. I got that Jaguar. I got all of this. It's like, oh, nice. But like, that's it. That's all they got. They don't got no kids. They don't got no wife. They don't got no love. They don't got no family. All you got is this dollar. This dollar gonna stay here. You ain't gonna take it with you when you die. You know, some people like, man, right now you young, just stack up your money. Do this, do that, woo, woo. All right, cool. Let's say I stack up $1 million right now, right? Tomorrow, I'm on an E-way and I crash and I die. What was stacking all that $1 million for?
No, I definitely get you, though. I definitely understand.
So
what
I'm
you're
really
saying.
right now towards more. I'm just trying to build. I'm trying to build a network with people that are as passionate as me about what I'm doing, or just passionate in general. You know, I'm not gonna be sitting in a room around the people that are just obviously everybody after their money. You know what I mean? But it comes to a point where it's like, are you just being cool with me and being friends with me because you want me to pay you, or are you here because you genuinely care about what I'm trying to build, what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to say, you know? Because I've worked with artists. I've worked with some big artists that they only want to meet me. They only want to be with me so I can pay them. You know, like, for example, there's this one big artist that reached out to me recently. I'm not going to drop his name, but there's a big artist that reached out to me recently about working. I didn't reach out to him. He reached out to me. And this artist, he's huge. He's very well known in Chicago. He's huge. And I was so excited, but I was like, dang, he just reached out to me. You know, I didn't even have to go look for him. I didn't have to pull no crazy strings, whatever. And I'm like, let's work. He hit me up, let's work. I was like, bet, like, when do we start? And then first thing he hit me, he's like, what's your budget? It's like, you could have asked me something. You could have asked me how I was doing today or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, straight to it. And I was like, I got X amount. You know what I mean? He's like, okay, for X amount, I can do this and this and this to you. It'll really push you to do this and this and this and that. But you need to be money ready and send it like ASAP. And I was like my whole childhood growing up, I was listening to this guy, right? My first time him ever hitting me up and he's asking me for money. And he's posting all these things of himself. And this whole time he's like, I'm on a yacht. I got diamonds. I got this. I got that. Woo, woo, woo. And he come up to me, or no, he like texts me, right? Knowing that I'm hungry for it. I want it. Anybody that sees me, they know like I'm hungry. I want this. You know what I mean? And the first thing that he does is try to take advantage of the fact that I'm so passionate about this. And that he knows that he can be somewhat of a help for me. And I know that too. But before like trying to throw me any kind of gems, me being young and him already being up there, instead of like asking me how I am, instead of just finding out about me, the first thing he does is try to get into my pocket. So I could care less how famous you are, bro. Like, I really don't care about all that. You could be as famous as Drake, but you could be so rotten inside of you that it just doesn't matter how much money you got, how many diamonds you got, how many followers you got. It don't matter to me. To some people, that's everything. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I hit this followers. I got this amount of money. I got these chains. That's cool and all, bro. But I'm a man of God. At the end of the day, I need to have that human spiritual connection with you, or else whatever we doing over the phone means nothing to me. Like, I'm not gonna work on a song with another artist. I'm really strong on this. I'm not gonna work on a song with another artist if it's some kind of like, let's just send each other files back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I need to be in the studio with this person so I know that I can generally stand or sit next to this person. I can be in the same room with this person and I can stand that person, because if I can't, why am I even working with them? You know, why am I going to be on the same track with them? I know a lot of these artists are kind of just throwing their features out just to get the bread, and that's cool. Like, y'all go ahead and do what you want to do. But I personally need that spiritual human connection, because that's all that matters. Right now, we kind of, with all the social media and all the electronic devices and everything that came up, we kind of got away from like hanging out. When the COVID thing happened, we were all like locked in. It's kind of like nobody really, I don't see people going outside for like walks anymore, like a picnic. Let's just sit at the bench and talk. Let's look at this tree or something. You know what I mean? Everything's like, let's set this, we're outside, but we're on the phone. Let's go sit at the tree, but let's be on the phone. Let's go be at this spot, but let's make a TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, I'm guilty myself, because I carry this phone everywhere I go. But I feel like I'm just accustomed to that now because of the way that the world's shifted, you know? Sometimes I wish, like, man, I just want to throw this phone away. I'll get like a little flip phone or something just for when I need it. but I don't think I could bring myself to that point because of where we are right now in the world. I moved with the times. You know what I mean? And it's not something that I'm happy about because I really do wish that the world was more together and humans were more connected and we just all like work more together. But it's kind of just everything's through a link, everything's through a message, you know. And it just upsets me. But I'm just one little dust in this planet, bro. I can't really change it. So I'm just living right now. I'm just doing what I can, what I got, what I can control.
For sure, my boy. But in some type of way, you can change it. That's the whole purpose. Like, in some type of way, I don't think people understand, like, that's what makes what we do so great. Because you have a voice. You have a chance to put your craft out there. You have a chance to put a certain type of message out there. Like how you said, for the past 7-8 years, you've been studying music. You've been studying your craft, trying to hone it and trying to be a better artist. So, in having that type of mindset, you have to look at it like, okay, people are actually listening to what I'm saying. So if you get on the track and you say nothing but gang, shoot 'em up, I'm gonna hit a block, do this, that's how people gonna perceive you. That's the type of message that you're giving out. But if you get on some J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, start dropping gems like how you've been sitting there dropping all these gems, if you write your songs like that and try and give people game, that's how you start changing the narrative. That's how you start changing the mindset. One thing in our city is everybody like to pick up on the narrative of the gang, shoot 'em up, hit a block, do this. Like, that's the narrative that everybody try to go on because they see so many other people that got to a certain level doing that. Yeah. So they feel like, okay, if I do it, then I can make it just like them. No, what you really should be thinking is, if I'm different than what everybody else doing, I could start a whole nother wave and then make it bigger with that wave. You feel me? So, yeah, keep that type of mindset as far as like you being an artist. You could give a certain type of message out and you can change the world. You feel me? Like, think about people like Michael Jackson, like you said, Kanye, Jay-Z, those different type of people, like them artists and those different type of musicians and stuff like that, they give off a certain type of message. And then the message that they give will live on forever. Like, I don't think people gonna ever stop listening to Michael Jackson music. You feel me? Like, that's timeless music because it's not just talking about one thing. Like, Michael Jackson talk about all type of stuff in his music. You feel me? So when you keep that type of mindset as far as like being a creator of your music, you don't never know where you could go. Because you might be in a situation that you in now, but you might leave here right now with that type of mindset, go home and make a killer song. And you might change the whole aspect of this city just off that one song. You feel me? So try to keep that mindset. But just before we get up out of here, though, man, because I ain't going to lie, you've been dropping a lot of gems. You've been giving a lot of game. So before we get up out of here, we got this last song, though, and it's called Come Here. So first off, I want you to get the people all your social medias and stuff like that so they can follow you and stuff like that, and they can be in tune with your movement. But at the same time, after you get your social medias, I just want you to tell us a little bit about Come Here. You feel me? Like, what was your message behind that and what type of vibe you tried to give off with that song?
Yeah, so the biggest platform that I'm on right now has got to be Instagram. And y'all can find me there at Mockton Official. And the name Mockton is spelled Mockton, and then official. You look me up on Google, you look me up on YouTube. I'm telling you right now, you look me up on anything Mockton, I'm the only one that pop up. So y'all go ahead and do that wherever you can. You know, one extra view, one extra listen is more than nothing. So everything counts. And so for that song Come Here, you know, that's the thing. I was like I said, all of my songs, they're about where I was in a point of my life. You know what I mean? That's what I like to do. And the thing about that Come Here song, I was at a point in my life where recently this summer, I got connected with two big promoters or entertainers and like college entertain groups or whatever that throw parties and everything for college. You know, shout out Greek Monkey, shout out Beyond College Inn. They throw the best parties over here in the city of Chicago for all the colleges. You know, I really recommend, if you're a college student looking to party, go look up Greek Monkey, go look up Beyond College Inn. And so they put me on, to performing at some of their parties. They didn't have to. I talked with them, I chopped it up with them. Like I said, I had the human connection and they gave me the opportunity to perform. And so with that being said, I was trying to make a song that was worthy of performing, because if you listen to some of my songs, they're kind of like, I'm just dropping bars, but it's not anything you can really dance to. You know what I mean? And at that moment, I got into this zone where it's like, I need to make something that can make people move. I need to make something that the lady's gonna be like, oh, I could turn up to this, you know what I mean? And to this day, at every performance that I've had, when I performed that Come Here song, I've had ladies moving. So the purpose of that song was to get the ladies moving. That's 100% the only purpose of that song.
For sure, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. We had a nice conversation with you, but I ain't gonna lie. Every day I get a chance to come in here with my boy Brian, and we had this show, and we get a chance to talk to you great artists in the city. It's electrified. Like, I ain't really been doing my extracurriculars, you feel me, getting me in my mode, but just being able to come in here and get the vibe and energy of y'all, man, that's all I need. So I just want to thank you for coming in, sharing the platform with us, you feel me, and stuff like that. And all the people out there listening, I want to thank y'all too for tuning in with us, man. We definitely appreciate y'all. But we finna go ahead and get into my boy Mockton's song, you feel me, Come Here. And I just want to tell y'all to stay in tune with us, you feel me? See y'all later at Fusion Radio with Brian Stinson and YTS Keys.
I tell her, come here. Shows in different cities, pack 'em out, I ain't even from here. Pop out at the function, don't act tough, I got my here. That little boy a bum, he had his time, but now he done here. Shorty thrown her back, I'm like, don't run, little baby, come here. I don't know what it costs. I've been putting in this work, I'm trying to be the boss. But she ask, can she get, I don't even wanna know the cause. Type of shit that happen when a bad bitch put a pause on my getting to the money. I've been taking calls after calls, started winning. After taking loss after loss, I won't be sinning. But I can't keep my eyes off these women. I got too many problems to be fucking with these children. Oh, what? I've been stacking all my money like a building. Oh, what? Got to rapping all of a sudden, I've been winning. Oh, what? Switching lanes in this bitch. You fucking all these niggas switching lanes in this bitch. I need 21, how the fuck I get in this club? Up in VIP, I think that girl might be my crush. I tell her, come here. Shows in different cities, pack 'em out, I ain't even from here. Pop out at the function, don't act tough, I got my here. That little boy a bum, he had his time, but now he done here. Shorty thrown her back, I'm like, don't run, little baby, come here. I check on my emails like my social business, man, I thought they told you, but I don't know what they sold me. I'm the one and not the two, more money, I was born to win. I pray every day, cause I know I wasn't born to sin. Just buying plays and likes, y'all ain't got no honor. I use this thing right so I can have it when I want. I tell her, come here. Shows in different cities, pack 'em out, I ain't even from here. Pop out at the function, don't act tough, I got my here. That little boy a bum, he had his time, but now he done here. Shorty thrown her back, I'm like, don't run, little baby, come here.